Hi, friends. I've been thinking about what I wanted to talk to you about for a long time, and I bet I will forget every single bit thing that I thought of. Do you do that? Do you have imaginary conversations, and then when it comes time to have the real one, none of the things that you came up with come out of your face? Yeah, I do that. It's me. I decided to take advantage of our lovely north-facing light. I was meaning to do one of these outside and see how the microphone holds up against the wind and the car noise, but it's cold again. Spring in Minnesota means a lot of bait and switch. So right now, it looks absolutely gorgeous outside. The green things are greening. There's blue sky and puffy clouds that look like big woolly fleeces everywhere. And it's like 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not warm enough. Last week it was in the 70s, and that is sort of the ideal moment for spring, if you ask me. It was delicious. I can do 50s and 60s, that's fine. But 40s, I busted out an old sweater from Kohl's that has cashmere in it that I haven't worn in a very long time, but it's super soft. So, what are we doing here? It's the tail end of April. We're still in St. Paul, Minnesota. You may recall, if you've been here before, hello, hi, how's it going? If you haven't been here before, hello, hi, how's it going? My name's Kat, and I call this little corner of the internet Librophiliac knits. Why? Because I'm too clever for my own good. I think of reading like a hemophiliac thinks of blood. that was the gist of that very obnoxious to spell moniker. Say Lippy. So, what are we doing here? Should we? Did I bury the lead? Look, I got a haircut. I really got a haircut. We've gone full. Well, I also had a shower, so it's a little still damp. We've gone full girly mohawk with maximum hair colors. I had this professionally done. I am not cool enough to do this myself. Will at Hair Police is the genius behind all of this. So if you're ever in Uptown in Minneapolis, highly recommend. And yes, the earrings match perfectly because this is what I brought into the salon and said, please be inspired. Except I didn't really want the yellows, the oranges. We've got peach and pink and purple and a little bit of blue, and it makes me really happy. I don't know why I want to talk to you from 4 inches away. Hi. Hello. Got anything in my teeth? No, just a crown. Nothing. Okay. Okay. What was I saying? What are we doing here? This is stereotypical knitting podcast. Is it though? Mostly. This is my opportunity to share with you the crafting that I so love, the ways in which I spend my myriad free time. I will be talking to you about knitting and spinning and a little bit about a super cute art fair that I stumbled upon because it was the St. Paul Art Crawl, and I did not mean to go to the St. Paul Art Crawl because I didn't even know it was happening, but I did mean to take my child to Choo Choo Bob's, and in the same building there were artisans set up at little booths, and that is where I got these earrings. Aren't they fantastic? yeah, I guess we'll just roll right into it. I'm not wearing anything knitted, so it's not like I have to tell you what I'm wearing. But I also got this beautiful piece of art. Ooh, look at the windows reflected. A horsey, there we go. By Carly Bear Season, Turtle Woman Studio. She is White Earth Ojibwe here in Minnesota, and she was selling her beautiful artworks, and I couldn't resist. I was taking a page out of Wax's book. Hi, Wax. She has the most beautiful artworks in her house, and I realized that I don't have a lot of things like that, and I would like to have more things like that. And so it's itty bitty, but it's so cute, and I got to support someone local, and it's like my favorite, that teal color. I love it so much. That's kind of what we were going for with the hair. Didn't quite make it, but doesn't matter. I love it so much. I can't wait to figure out where I'm going to hang it up. And then there was a teaser in the little picture, the thumbnail for the video. I took a couple pictures of this to be my thumbnail. It's Frida. Las Gemelas Frida. It is a hand quilted piece of artwork by a lady named Romy. Quilto Romy is what it says on the back. A lot of them, she said, she picks up fabric sort of secondhand, and then she hand quilts around it to make things pop. Sometimes I think she does like standard quilting, but a lot of the stuff that I was looking at was like the other one that I was very much considering buying. And I did ask her if I could take pictures, so I can maybe insert a picture of some of the other artworks that she was selling. But they're like tea towels and just cute fabrics and things like that. But she put it on a quilt, a back, and added little rings so that it can be hung. And it's so pretty. I couldn't leave without it. It just seems like a very good. And my partner loves Frida, so it was a nod in the direction of both of our art tastes. I felt like I could have bought her whole kiosk because there was one piece of art for everyone. There was one that I thought, my partner would have loved the best. There was one for my friend, there was one for another friend, there was one for my sister, there was one for, I just was like this and this and this and this and this and this, the neighbor across the street, that it just appealed to, I could think of a way to give one to every human that I love. Unfortunately, they were made by hand prices, and I could not afford to get more than one. So I'm being selfish. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. What else did I get? I got like 2 other things. I got a beautiful ceramic vessel, which I didn't bring in here. It's like a teapot, and the cover of the teapot seconds as a cup. It's just this little guy with a pour spout, and it makes a great, like the perfect amount of tea, and the cup is small, so you have to drink like 4 of them. See? Is this what you were imagining? There's still little tea remnants in there. We were talking about the glazing, and then I was looking at the pricing, and I was like, yeah, that has to come home with me. I'm sorry. Please excuse me. $20, sir. I think you are undervaluing your work, but If it had been much more expensive, I probably wouldn't have bought it. So maybe he knows what he's doing. I don't remember the name of the artisan in this case. I think it was John something. Great. Super helpful. Yeah, so that was a wonderful surprise. I really enjoyed it. And then what else? What else did I want to show you? Well, I've had a little tiny bit of progress and then another stall on my cream cardigan. I found one last itty bitty ball of yarn, but it is like rope. So I'm like, I don't know if this is, and it's totally overspun. So I'm still working on side 2. And I need to spin more. I have made more floof. I am very early in the stages of spinning a new single for the next ball of yarn. Here. A cloud of floof. See what I mean? I haven't gotten anywhere yet. Beautiful BFL. I do have one finished object. I have 2 other works in progress. Sure. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if I even showed this to you yet. I cast on the late checkout sweater by Kutovakika, Veronika Lindberg. She has her own fun YouTube channel. And the directions for this sweater sort of boggled my mind because she says to hold together more yarn than I ever would have on my own. But because of that, I have gotten this amazing fabric. Look at this. And then, of course, I just cast on and went for it with the needles that she specified. And then I started counting gauge and I was off by a whole stitch per inch. And I think I went the wrong way. I think I needed to go back down a size instead of up another size. So now it is going to be monstrously oversized, but I think that'll be so comfy. And as you can see, because of that, I ran out of one of my yarns already. And so I'm holding 3 yarns together. What are they? Let's see. Well, I had Ching Fiber Super Soft Sock, which is an MCN, merino cashmere nylon, in a pink and purple situation. And when I went to look on the internet to see if there was more because I was out, either she retired the colorway or she totally changed it so it has brown in it now where it didn't before or something. I don't know, but I can't find any. So I gave up very quickly. I was using Pink Tourmaline by Ba Lahala and Floof. This is UMA, in the colorway Dragon Fruit. And then where did I don't know where it went. I had the, oh my. Sorry for rustling noises. So let's see. Here's the tag. The Ba Yarn Lahala 100% Super Rush Merino. That one was called Pink Tourmaline. Yeah, okay. That's correct. I run out of that. I had 2 balls of that. So I have used more than 800 yards of yarn per type just in the body of the sweater. Good Lord. But then in all of my weird secondhand yarn purchases, I ended up with some of this. I don't remember if it's from if it's from the Textile Center garage sale a couple of years ago. I haven't been in like 2 years. Or if it was from Art Scraps, which also had cones of yarn randomly for like, this thing had a tag on it. It cost me $3 for whatever is left. And it turns out to be like lace or lighter weight, not fingering. So the thickness of my yarn is probably a little bit more reasonable, but I'm holding three of these guys together to get these interesting fabrics. Let's see. The other one, the one that is currently in play, this is, so the UMA was by Amano, AMANO, so 37% baby Surrey, 37% Super Kid mohair. So it's enough Surrey that it is not making it itchy to me, which is ideal. And 26% mulberry silk for that sheen and strength. And then I couldn't remember the name, Lola Bean. Great. Lola Bean yarn with the old design. She's grown up now, so the picture's changed. But this is Bean Sprout, 80/20 Super Rush Merino Nylon, fingering weight. The color was called Felted Forest, refried bean lot B. I don't know. I think it was kind of a one-off. I think that's what the refried bean thing means. I'm not sure. But anyway, you can see that there's a pretty distinct change from here to here. I ran out of stuff. So let's see. I still had that same pink tourmaline for the underneath all the way through this. And now way at the bottom, we've switched to a different color and you really can't tell, I think. And I did a couple stripes of this guy, trying to keep things interesting. No idea what this is. I think I bought stuff from a D-stash from Christy Glass many, many years ago. And so I'm finally using all of my ridiculous hot pinks all together now. I have no idea what I'm going to do for the sleeves because I'm super going to run out of yarn. But I want this to be like a big, like sweatshirt, oversized, ridiculous sweat. It's already going to be heavy. So I might as well just lean into it. It'll be winter clothes maybe, or else I'll just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Menopause is coming for me. I'm going to be hot flashing. It's way too much to wear this, but it's so pretty. And I'm using so much of my yarn. This is, talk about a stash bust. Now I'm like desperate to find more. I thought I had enough of the floof and I had to go buy more. So I have, I've sort of broken my only one purchase per quarter pact, but everything that I bought so far this quarter, I feel like could have counted for last quarter. I just didn't know I was going to need it yet. And I've kept it minimal. I will show you, I did acquire two unnecessary things because my friend Brady was making a Pearl Soho order while they were having a big sale, and I had to look at it and I said, I just want this one. And why did I want this one? This is to see, I'm doing a good job of buying things to finish stuff out, right? So this is cotton pure, 100% organically grown cotton, sport weight yarn in the color hemlock green. And I bought it because I had this sport weight cotton yarn that I didn't know what to do with. And I want to make a stripy thing. And I think that'll be great. Like a t-shirt or a tank top, 100% organic cotton. Collage yarns. Hope. Oh, it says this is DK weight. I don't care. What? I mean, they do look like two different sizes now that I'm looking at them, but I could have sworn it was, maybe I have some other sport weight cotton yarn. Doesn't matter. I mean, if there's anything that I've learned from knitting with my hand spun, it's that gauge is super irrelevant. Just make it. If you don't make a fabric that's so stiff that it stands up by itself, you're still going to enjoy it. If I have to use something that looks good with this and it makes this a little bit like more open and airy, it's probably not going to hurt my hands as much because I'm knitting with cotton. I did acquire a couple of patterns. I got the Tolsta tee. This would probably be good for some of that. I was thinking, I have been admiring Andrea Gaughan's tank top situation. I've forgotten the name of it. If I'm editing, I will put it right here. But it is cute and stripy, and so I think this would be for that. And then this one was only for vibes. I bought this while I was picking up my hot pink. It is just some good old-fashioned Cascade 220 superwash. It's called Wave in the colorway Unicorn, which is what everybody keeps saying my hair looks like. That guy gone for the vibe of unicorn. I'm trying to get it to dry more. Will used the diffuser on me, and it made everything so nice and curly and cute. I don't know. Anyway, I got this for no reason whatsoever, but I have just insane amounts of gray yarn, and I think this would look amazing with gray yarn as a cowl, or I could make a hat, or but in the grand scheme of buying yarn, 2 skeins here, 2 more skeins of pink floof for my sweater, and then did I show you this the last time that I found this purple? What is it? It's Plymouth yarn, Surrey Stratus, 68% Surrey alpaca, 32% nylon. But this color, the purple, this is what I wanted to hold with this to make that delicious. Can I show you this? This is some old Wandering Flock. I bought this. I might have bought this pre-pandemic, so it's time to use it. 100% superwash merino, cosmic tie-dye. It's a single. I don't generally love singles. I don't know why. They look good. The Minu cardigan, which I was lamenting my inability to read I think it's a Japanese pattern, and so of course it uses these elaborate charts. And I was looking at the charts, and then I was reading the words, and the words say that it's half fisherman's rib, but the chart, when we were looking at it, because I took it into Dandelion Yarns, and one of the amazing proprietors had a look at it with me, and she was like, this is not half fisherman's rib, this is brioche. And I was like, oh, well, I know how to do brioche. I mean, I knew how to do half fisherman's rib, but I couldn't figure out, it was like they were trying to reteach me how to do half fisherman's rib in a way that didn't make sense to me, because it was brioche. But I still really want to make the pattern, even though I should already be like, nix, here it is, here. Whoop. I finally, after years and years and years, oh my gosh, so many years ago, here, let's see. I made it way too big, actually. But I love a fold over because it gets really cold and windy here, and this is kind of a thicker yarn. What is it, you ask? This is some of my old hand spun. This is some of my earliest hand spun. So it is from the Hello Yarn Fiber Club that I am no longer a member of and regret not continuing to sign up for, but I was not spinning as fast as I was receiving, and it was starting to overwhelm me. So I cut it off, and then lo and behold, it got so popular that now I can't get back on it. And then I think there was a moment in time where it was like back, but I haven't been spinning that much lately, and so I felt bad about it, and I didn't. And I still haven't spun all the stuff that I had from the like 2 years that I was. But anyway, this beautiful yarn has been sitting, waiting for me to make something out of it. And what is this, you ask? This is the hurricane hat. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. I mean, go to Ravelry to find the pattern, but then you can quickly exit at Ravelry because it's on a website page. It's one of those kind of guys. I know Ravelry is not accessible to everyone. I understand. That's got to suck so bad. I'm so sorry. I do have mine set to night mode, and I don't think that I have any of the animations or whatever that were causing people so much trouble. I still can't figure out why they can't sort that out. But I am a person to whom Ravelry is accessible, and so I actually built the pattern page for myself for this hat while I was still in the float pool. So at least 4 years ago. And I remember the night I had like a very slow night, and I made the whole hat, and then I went to put it on and it didn't fit. And so I ripped the whole thing back out, and I never used that yarn, and it wasn't this yarn. And really I should go back and do it again, because that hat would have fit my kid. And he would probably love to wear it. It's like a black and rainbow yarn. It'd be so cool. It looked so cool for this hat, but I freaked out that it wasn't fitting, that it was going to be too small for me. Because what had happened was I cast on with ribbing size needles, and then I forgot to switch. I think maybe I didn't even bring them to work. So I just was knitting on the ribbing size, and it was making everything much tighter. And then I went to try it on, and I was like, oh, I can't get this on my head. I was doing it on DPNs, so it might have just been that the straight needles were resisting. Who knows? But anyway, I've been meaning to make this pattern for most of this decade. That's crazy. So I finally made it, and now I understand why Stacey Elstone calls herself stress knits, because I made this in like a day and a half, most of which while I was sitting in the emergency vet, because the puppy that comes into my house got into some party favors left over from 420. Like an idiot. And so she was just really stoned. But we didn't know. So emergency vet, here we come. She's fine. Just annoying. Yeah. And of course I had to work on 420, so it's not like I got to partake in any of it. Why does the dog get it and I don't get any? But I feel like this was a great use of this yarn, and there's more of it left. So I'm trying to decide what other fun accessory would I like to make to go with this. Fingerless mitts would be good. Or the contrast color in like one of those over the head bandana cowls that I'm sort of obsessed with. I've been thinking about getting the Grid Gambit pattern by Samantha Gaughan, but I already have the Shifty or Night Shift or whichever one is the thing from Andrea Mowry, and I'm like, I could probably just figure it out from that, because it's like 6 or half a dozen with the shaping and the, what do you call it? Someone's over there. I think it's a cat. The shaping and the mosaic knitting. But I also would like to support the designer, so I probably will buy it. Because I don't have anything of hers yet, so she can have my $6 or $7. That'd be okay. I've looked through her stuff before, and it's cute. Nothing jumped out at me like, I must make this. There's like one sweater that I kind of like, and this cowl that I kind of like. I don't know. Tepid feelings do not inspire. It looks so cute though. I don't know. I'm doubling back on what I'm saying because I don't know how I feel, which is why I've hesitated to buy it. That's okay too. Anyway, yes. I let you see the mess that is my craft area. It's a little Wild West in here. The other thing I was thinking about using was this very old hand spun of mine. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. I might still make a hat out of this. I was thinking about reusing my Harlow hat pattern because easy hat patterns are very nice. I like that. And it happened so fast. I made that pretty hat in 2 days. It was great. What else? What else is going on? Maybe you can see I've started splitting the wool to spin. I might actually do some spinning. And my purple beauties, I still haven't figured out what on earth am I going to make with that. Another sweater, probably. I finally rewarped my rigid heddle loom, and I did like 6 rows. And yeah, other than that, I've mostly been doing a lot of reading. I've been mostly off derby lately. It's the end of our home team season, and I'm not doing travel teams, so I haven't been dropping in for the open skate that is available to me, but I should, because it's nice to see friends and move my body. Did a little yoga today. That was my nod in that direction. So I think this is now the time for me to go. That was a sentence. Is there anything else I wanted to say or recommend to you? Or there's a really beautiful blue jay outside. I really like blue jays. Did you know blue jays are corvids? Oh, I was going to say, if you haven't read anything by Samantha Irby yet, that's what I was going to say. I was going to recommend you. I'm only on the second of her books ever. The first one that I read, I listened to it as an audiobook. Got it from the library. This one too. Was called We Are Never Meeting in Real Life. And this excellent human is hilarious. Was living in Chicago and then moved to like Michigan. I don't know. It looks like this one is happening right around pandemic times. And so I'm taking it slow because so much trauma, even when we're being funny. I did some spinning. I ran out of the spinning. I think there might be a little bit more of this floof somewhere. Then I got to get it off of here and ply it. I was spinning outside and I dropped it in the driveway and it broke. Eek. Just a little piece of it fell right off, and I was upset by that. I said, oh no. Everything's been okay. The kids are all right. The sun is shining. I gotta go get a puppy dog to come play with my puppy dog in about an hour. Okay, now I'm just running my mouth for no good reason. So I'm really going to let you go now. It was lovely to see you. Thanks for sticking around for my last 4 minutes of Minnesota goodbye. I hope that you are doing things that you enjoy and finding pockets of sanity, because the world is an insane place these days. Yeah. Bye. Thanks for watching. Oh my gosh, I forgot one thing. The thing that I've been knitting on the most at home, because I've been working on the pink sweater at work, I finally got this back out. I finally got this back out, and I've been working on it consistently enough that I got to attach a second ball of yarn. Hooray! What is it, you say? It's the AVB sweater. My first all-over cable sweater ever. From my most precious, the most precious, Corey Confetti from La Bien-Aimée, which I ordered directly from them. It's like the one time. It was just to get this. I love it so much. Gray bow. This is like the original here. Look at all those speckles. It's so fun. It's so cute. And it would really go with my hair right now. So all of a sudden I am motivated. And unlike the pink sweater, this is like a nice breezy fabric. Like, will be much more appropriate to check on in more like summertime evening situations. And I think I will probably wear it the most, just because I think it's supposed to be more oversized than what I'm making it. I think I'm making it like size 1 because it's supposed to be like 5 million positive B's, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? The other one's going to have maximum positive B's, and this one will be much less. And that's okay because it's still going to be awesome. I don't bring it to work. I decided I will never bring it to work again. Because here, if I show you this honeycomb section was too much for me at the time. I couldn't keep track of how it worked. But do you see how there's one set of holes that are bigger? Because I did the same side twice and then went back to the other one. I was very tired. I did it on both sides, so it sort of looks like a design feature. And I was thinking about it. I could do that again, and then it would really look like it was on purpose. But I don't know. Like, you only see it because I showed it to you, right? But once you see it, it's hard to unsee. That I think that is the reason that stitch pattern is like work 4 stitches, which I just knit and purl straight onto this guy, and then wrap yarn around it a couple of times, and then move it onto the next needle. I can't imagine trying to. It's like doing a wrap and turn, but around 4 stitches. I can't imagine trying to do that without a cable needle. Everything else I could probably do the like cable without a needle, but and I have to say, I put this down for a really long time, and Knit Companion is probably the only reason that I can continue to work on this in some semblance of sanity, because it has a stitch counter on it, or I mean a row counter. It has a row counter on it, and I had been counting, thank God. And it has a highlighter for each line, and I was using it appropriately. So when I picked this back up again, I was having trouble because I couldn't remember if it was this one or where is it? I couldn't remember if it was the tiny anatomical clitoris or the potion that was the beginning of round. Turns out always begin with the clitoris, guys. That's truly. And then I also, you want to see how organized I was for once in my life? Each one of these is color coded to which chart you are working. So it's like A is red, B is orange, E is yellow, C is pink. D like doesn't even come into play for this whole body. I don't understand why. Why did you set it up that way? Ooh, look at the other side of this. I almost like that better. Wow. Huh. Mamma mia. I am going to have to make something out of this fabric. Look how pretty that is. Anyway, it's looking good. That was the other thing I forgot to tell you, but I knew there was something. It was this. Okay.